words to symbols. So we're going to translate English words to mathematical symbols. So first, 5 more than a number. So what it means here is not saying 5 is bigger than a number. It's saying we have a number which is 5 more than a number. So what we do is we can start from the number which is not given here. So a number, we can use a variable to describe it. Whether you here they did ask us to use t to represent the unknown. So we're going to use t for this number. And a number that is 5 more than this number t, we will be adding 5 to it. More than means you get a bigger number. So we're going to add 5 to t. And if you use 5 plus t, that also works because of the commutative property. T plus 5 is equal to 5 plus t. It works for addition and multiplication, but doesn't work for subtraction or division. Now, in the second case, the difference, we need to know difference. To find the difference of two numbers, we do subtraction. So we just, a number is t, difference means minus, and 2, we just use the symbol 2. So that means the answer is t minus 2. In the next one, the question says a number increased by 2. So again, when we increase a number by 2, we're gonna the number is gonna get bigger. So we're gonna add a 2 to it. Again, if you have 2 plus t, that also works because of the commutative property. Now the next one is the keyword is of. So of means multiplication. So 3/5, we just use this, turn that into a fraction. 3/5. Of means times a number, we use t. Now the dot usually can also be omitted. The quotient means division. So we're gonna divide 2 by a number t. So the answer will be 2 divided by t, or you can use the fractional form 2 over t. Now half of number, again, of means multiplication. So we could, half means 1/2. So of means times, and a number is t. So we could write the answer as half t, with the multiplication symbol, the dot can be omitted. And the other way to do it is you can also do t divided by 2. So if you cut a number in half, you could divide by 2, but it's not going to be divided by 1/2. It's actually divided by 2. And we do know from the rule of division of fractions, t divided by 2 is literally the same as t times 1/2, because the rule is keep, change, and flip. Next, we look at 6 times a number increased by 13. So we follow the order. 6 times a number is t, and decreased by 13. Which means minus 13. And next, we have a number divided into 5 equal parts. So if we want to divide a number into 5 equal parts, we just take the number t, divide by 5. Now again, of means multiplication, so we have 5% times t. If you want to convert the percent to a decimal, you can move the decimal point to the left 2 times to get 0.05 times t. Now product means times, so we're going to multiply the number t and 5 to get t times 5. Or you can switch t and 5 and put 5 in front of t to get 5t. Because multiplication is also commutative, which means you can switch the two numbers. Now the next question is like a word problem. So we have a book. A new book costs $3. Express the cost of X books. So if we have, we know the cost of books will be depends on the price, of course, which is $3 each. It also depends on how many books we buy. So we know the cost will be equal to the price times the quantity, which is how many we buy. So I can put a how many here. Okay, so in this case, they ask for the cost, and so we need to know the price, which is 3, and plug in 3 for the price, times, I use the dot, quantity. The quantity is going to be how many books we're going to buy. And in this case here, it didn't tell us exactly a number. They just said X books. So the quantity is really unknown, but we can use a variable x to describe it. So the answer would be 3x, or 3 times x. And the second one says Jeremy is M years old now. So that's the current age. And Jason's 6 times as old as him. So there's another person, and Jason's age is 6 times. So we're just gonna convert these two symbols. 6 times as old as him. Him here means Jeremy, and we know Jeremy's age is M. We don't because they didn't give us a actual number, they give us a variable. So we're gonna M represents Jeremy's age. So 6 times 6 times will be 6 times, and Jeremy's age is M. So that's the answer, 6M. Now, this one is a little bit difficult, but it's actually very similar to the first question we did. In the first question, when we solve for the cost, we need to know the price of one book and times how many books we buy. But here we are talking about the amount of money in cents or dollars. If we have 5A quarters. And quarters, we know that we're trying to find the value instead of cost, but the total value, the total value of all the coins we have equals the value of one coin, whatever it is, whether it's a quarter or a dime or a nickel or a penny, times the quantity, again times how many. So it's very similar to the first question, cost. It's talking about the books, but here we're talking about quarters, coins. And then it usually when we buy things, we call it the price, how much we pay for one book. But here it's the value of one coin. So in order to know the total value of all the coins we have, we need to know the value of one coin. In this case, we're talking about the coin is a quarter, so which is 25 cents. Or you can use $0.25. It's up to you which one you like. So I'm going to just use 25 cents and times how many. So what they tell us, we look for how many quarters we have. And here it tells us it's 5A quarters. So again, it's not a 5, and a 5 and a 5A, they're different. 5 is fixed. It's just a 5. But 5A can change. What 5A is really depends on A. If A is 1, you get 5 times 1, which is 5. But if A is 2, you get 5 times 2, that's a 10. If A is 3, you get 5 times 3, that's 15. So 5 will always stay as 5, but 5A can be 5 or 10 or 15. So that's like a multiple of 5. But 5A is still a number. It's just not fixed number. It's a number that can change. So we still follow the formula. We take this is how the value of one coin, which is 25 cents, times this is how many quarters we have, and so 25 times 5A. If you want to go ahead and multiply 25 and 5 to get this should be 125, and you can, but or you can leave it. Just leave it as this, 25 times 5A. Okay, the next question, it says Misty's salary this week, let me get rid of that, was $3 more than twice Jay's salary. If Jay's salary was X dollars, so Jay's salary was X dollars, and Misty's salary was equal sign $3 more than twice. Twice means 2 times. So I'm going to do 2 times Jay's salary. $3 more than that. So on top of twice of Jay's salary, we also have $3 more. So we add $3 to that. So the answer would be 2x plus 3. So whatever Jay's salary is, if X is $10, let's say $100, and then Misty will be doubling 100 and adding 3 to it. So Misty's salary is gonna be can be obtained by multiplying Jay's salary by 2 and plus 3. Now, Mary's is Y years old, represent her age 7 years ago. So in order to find our age a few years ago, we need to, because we were younger, and we deduct the 7 years from our current age.